Welcome back and welcome home. My name is Melissa Brace, and I will be your multi-density cosmic tour guide today. And Stranger Things, strange but true storyteller. So, welcome. We're going to do a little bit of a soul song energy and frequency tuning update and talk a little bit about what's going on in the energies right now. Pardon me, I have been frolicking in the snow. And been outside all day, so I'm looking a little crusty. We are in a huge alignment, planetary alignment, and shift mode. We haven't had this particular planetary alignment in millions of years, all the way through. And so that's why I think a lot of people are calling me, asking, what's going on in the energies, and there are numerous things going on in the energies. Some of it can be undoing, some of it can be laying the groundwork and the grid work for our new earth systems that we are building and holding and manifesting and co-creating. And so this is what happened millions of years ago. This is when the fall started, or the shift, or the changing of the guard happened, and it just fell in many civilizations in many ways, and that's what we've been correcting all along, and we've been playing our part, doing our missions and assignments in our committed, dedicated ways to get to this day in 2025, where we're going to keep going, because there's a new soul song. Many of us have known, I guess, almost a decade, that the big system, the mainframe of the fallen inverted matrix is gone. But the remnants of, tens of thousands of years, of millions of years, of imprints, programs, systems, simulation, civilizations, templates, archetypes, timelines, other timelines, realities, and such, that were just hijacked and ripped apart, are coming into this reckoning phase, these phases where there's illumination. The duality system is different. We're coming back into reunion, or union with God's source creator. And it will not feel like it maybe for a while still, but in some ways, in some of the aspects, or as I like to call bandwidth layers of our consciousness. So we're talking about consciousness of the earth. So that's all of us, the billions of people, and the consequent other collective consciousnesses within those things, the systems. So the architecture of our simulation, of our matrix, of our templates, have been screnoodled and franoodled for a long time. And so one of the big things in 2025 that we're going to do is come just clean up, strip out, or as I like to call, delouse. And we're going to delouse some of the war mentalities, a little bit more of the narcissists and misuses of powers, and the liars and the betrayers and all that kind of stuff out of our systems, meaning our mind, body, spirit, soul form, and our connection in all of the systems, or all of the layers, and that makes up our collective consciousness. And so one of the big ones is going to be war, and some of those hate, hurt, threats, bullying, because the big mainframe system, the devil darkness, has been unplugged and deloused, maybe not deloused, but unplugged. And a whole lot of lower, as you know, a whole lot of lower entities, energies, and dark programming has been removed. So there's a lot going on. It feels uncomfortable because each and every one of us have not only been wounded, attached, just embedded and programmed. We did not really consent, actually, to all of this, to the hijacking stuff, And we don't really learn anything from just atrocity and abomination over and over and over. And the blindness is going to keep dissipating from us as we are connected back with Source Creator, and it is a new soul song, a new duality system, which are, how do I say this, remnants of the old duality systems before the fall or the inversions, which were so severe that I am shocked that any of humanity still exists. So we're going to keep seeing that, waves and waves of that new soul song, which is the divine sacred Garden of Eden being put back together to 0 point Genesis, the marriage of Christ in our surroundings, in our circumstances, in our systems and programs and archetypes, and each of our people coming back into order, which would also be the twin flame template, which was wildly tainted. So it's still relevant. It's just, what words do we use to describe the reconstruction of the universe, all the way down to our galaxy and our Earth levels and timelines and realities and such. We're doing a pretty good job. So thank you to all the light warriors and light workers and the grid workers and the healers and the ministers and the teachers and the star seeds. The star seeds have been through it. And the indigos and the earth angels and the chosen, which is humanity. Anyone with a spark of humanity left are the chosen. And each person and each collective consciousness within the big collective consciousness has missions, our soul tribes, our purposes, our soulmates. And some of us are coming together now with our twin flame. That seems very unlikely, but it's happening because that energy brings the essence, or the 144,000 balanced. We're a long way from ascension, is what I gotta say. But balancing the 144,000 frequencies, chakras of the consciousness, of the divine image. It's very hard to explain, I guess. But as it comes closer, so we're squishing science and spirit together, we will understand, and we will understand that it's not really an us and them kind of thing. It never has been. But the thems, the controllers of past, the haters, the mockers, the persecutors, and the controllers of the past, or the different words that we've used over all the years, the screwballs and the fruits of the Illuminatis and controllers, the systems, are being unplugged and deloused as we speak. A lot of the dark Borg AI is also being deloused, and we'll just keep up with it. But there is new Earth, new golden era, which is getting ready to be kind of tainted again, because I understand that it sounds new agey and stuff like that. Listen, all of us, for millions of years, whether we are from this civilization or we've had other lifetimes in Lemuria or Atlantis or Maldak, or we have a whole lot of DNA with activated reptilian energy, or which is all of us, or different factions. To me, we've all known what Christ or Christos is, and it's really hard to put in language. God does not need language, but our hearts and souls, even if we were disconnected and we were totally annihilated here on earth in this physical density, because most of us, each one of us, exists in the higher frequencies, and it's so much more there. So even if we have had some of those pieces, the alignment is going to bring, it's almost like the last flash or the big bang or the last dance of the spiritual warring, which means in many, many layers and densities and dimensions, and a little bit beyond all our comprehension, and words will not do it right. Also, our hearts and our mind, body, spirit, soul forms have been so obliterated that it's all of us. So us and them, not a wise thing. Division, divisiveness, not so good. And we are going to be eliminated. Why? In the next year. So I think this is pretty cool because I have my little trusty dragon here. We are coming out of, we're getting ready to go into the Chinese New Year, and the beautiful dragons are, some of them were also enslaved, as humanity has been. And we've had soul contracts with them, or they have had soul contracts. It's almost like been used, or so have we, all of us, used and abused and enslaved. So some of the soul contracts with the dragons and went into the inversion, and they were here to almost be slave keepers, and they were also enslaved. So in the movie depictions, all of those movies that the dragons are bad, and some of them, there's one recently where the dragon was like, well, you killed all my my dragon children, so I'm gonna kill yours. And it's, been like that. That's tainted, fallen. The dragons are coming back into order, and so some of the families, like the red dragon lines or white dragon lines, different dragon lines have been inverted. So those pieces on the next step up of dragons, the wood dragons, we're seeing those pieces be cleansed and reformed back into the duality system balance, and the balance as interaction with us, or activation in us, that it's supposed to be. So some of us have dragons, and we will be letting them go back, and some are from outside of this universe. They like to get through this experiment, these galactic wars, these horrifying fallen inversion schnizbits that's going on in this density that has enslaved all of us in some karmic cycles with weirdo karmics doing black magic and dumpster things like that. Because that's, pardon, but that's a little bit ridiculous. Like we're our natural state of being, or our natural image of God's source, creator, really, that didn't have it in it, really. No. So the dragons in the last year, 2024, wood dragon has indicated that we're waking up and illuminated to how we have been going along with the simulation that is ridiculous, just like the dragon in that one movie said. So finally, someone said she kept killing people over centuries, and finally someone said, "We didn't do this. We can coexist. We can be free of this war." And she said, "How?" And they healed each other, helped each other, and it was all over. And the bad people were taken away and deloused out of the system. And thus a new system, a new dawn came, where the darkness, or the tower with the, what's it called? No. Sometimes my words, I just lose them when I'm supposed to say them. I'm sorry. The evil things, the darkness, the clouds. So also everything in our templates, meaning our angels, our archangels, our friends, our family, our loved ones, our roles at work, our archetypes and templates that we're standing in, are also being scrubbed clean of many lower density things. And this is what you've been doing, working on your shadow, generational line clearing, breaking the strongholds, removing demons. All of us have had those imposed, projected, and embedded in us, some more than others, and some in different ways. So it comes out in different ways. So those things are being undone as the dragon energy is coming back into its balanced divinity and out of the inversion. So my assumption is, I don't really know, is that we will have new dragon lines, and we will not act like crazy people above or below anyone else, and we will not be willing to fight for stupid things and have imbalances between men and women or communities or anyone. And those things will continue to come back into balance in the new duality system, our reunion with God in many aspects. I'm not kidding, we've got a long way to go. So it's not like, I've said this for 35 years, it's not like it's all going to be done in one day, I don't think, unless there is a flash and we're all annihilated and we have to come do it again, cleaning up and all that kind of stuff. But the grid workers, the teachers, the healers, the love beings, the light warriors, all of you are going to play your role, your mission, your frequency, put it into this new earth energy, into the new era, and be leaders, be the rise of the guardians, be who we came here to be as our divinity comes back into order. Again, marriage of Christ, twin flame template. Mostly that means in ourselves and each person that we've met, or each person that we've loved, or each person that's, I don't know, try to take advantage or be mean. They've played a part in your twin flame journey. So some of you do have counterparts here on earth, soulmates, counterparts, and they are the light ones that have also been walking their walk. They're not the impersonators or the ones without identity or souls. Those have to let go. Those people, those groups, those communities, those societies, those people that are willing to call you names and demonize you and commit crimes. Those people are going to be yet pulled away further in 2025 because they pretty much, a lot of them don't really even exist anymore. And someone somewhere is finally going to say, oh, this is not Christ did. We're going to say no to the enslavement and to the crime and to the evil. So those things are going to be deloused out of different layers. The grid workers are doing so much. You guys need to check out Indigo Angel 222 because she's a wondrous, beautiful, love being teacher, and she's rocking it. She can explain things that'll help you understand and help you understand how you can be tuning up in your daily life, in your surroundings and circumstances, and holding up that Christ and that Christed energy in different ways for humanity, for the collective, and the consequent collectives, the smaller collectives in the structure. So the matrix is falling, pretty much crunched, half gone. We have a lot of work to do. We're coming back into union with God's source creator in the new duality system. We're stepping into 2025 Chinese New Year, which is the wood snake. And this is even better because the snake sometimes gets the really bum deal. Yes, they're scary. Do I want any in my house? No. Do I want to kiss one? No, I do not. But I did see a guy running down the street with an enormous snake. I thought, oh my God, that thing could eat a car. And it was, he was just walking down in front of my house. And I thought, oh good, my neighbor has a snake that could eat a car. But I thought it was a really neat sign that the energy was trying to tell me about this wood snake. As we know, the snake in the Garden of Eden was the culprit, the predator. And as we, look at women, that's when the fall of women, like they were all bad, but that we were allowing ourselves to disrespect women, your mothers, your daughters, your sisters, your brothers, and other people. So that's being corrected, that Sophia energy, that true divine higher love. I'm tuning up as we speak. I hope you are able to feel it. Is going to come in where that inverted darkness came in, the divine masculine and feminine, if we're still using those words, who knows, coming into balance in many aspects of who we are a lot more. So this is so exciting. And again, a lot of you are having that marriage of Christ that we've known for millions and millions and millions of years, what it really is, even before Jesus was here. So Christ in all the layers, or the Christos, which is the living divinity of God connected in us, our living Christos in all of our layers and systems. That's what we're going for. And we're undoing the inversions so much further in this next year. And we're having illumination on many things. I have to throw in Medusa again. Again, Indigo Angel 222 did a super cool explanation about this subject, Medusa, in a video maybe like 2 years ago, 3, I don't know. So check it out. But Medusa was a goddess, and she was in the court, and she was so pure and so wondrous and so beautiful, just like many of you are inside. And Athena's husband, very well known, I can't remember right now his name, but he was doing things to her, and then she got pregnant. And it wasn't her fault. She didn't want to do anything. It wasn't her. She was the most pure goddess, divine being ever. So Athena was like, wow. And in a way, she protected her during this inverted fallen kingdom. And in a way, she just made sure some kind of divine balance stayed in order, and turned Medusa, which she had a different name as a goddess, into Medusa, and threw her into the underbelly and underworld for the past tens of thousands of years with the Gorgons, and had snakes on her head. None of this. There's no justness. No one asked her. And the abuse that she had received before, no one heard her. No one knows. Those things that were inverted, and we blamed her for. She's so terrible. You're turned to stone. It wasn't her choice. She did not give consent, and that it was so painful and hurtful, and breeded so much suffering. And so that archetype is going to be freed in this year of the snake. Pretty cool, huh? The other part of that, there are many aspects to this, but the wood snake would be physical reality is shifting, and there's the number 9 year of 2025 as completion, fulfillment of old soul contracts, done, complete. And, in the past, that those darker factions never listened. It's going to be held up by the divine in the image of God in each of us. We're going to, instead of saying, oh, shut up, and silencing, and just like rooting on and celebrating injustices and ignoring things and saying, oh, well, we let go. No, you didn't. Those things are going to be rectified. And there's a lot of rectification, which means correction, reckoning, in a big way, bringing some aspects and layers and parts of our templates and parts of our bandwidth layers that make up who we are, the collective consciousness, and many subsequent collective consciousnesses that make the big one. We're going to pull the inversion out of that and bring this back to understanding and a balance in nature in the new duality system, new sacred garden, the new soul song, which is in tune. And we're going to keep it in tune step by step as we keep going. And we can know that we probably don't want any snakes in our house. Our DNA will be corrected just a little bit more and a little bit more. And the grid work will help bring the templates and the systems back into divine order a little bit more. And the inversion will be dissipating from humanity's collective consciousness. And our truth is our divinity coming back into wholeness a little bit more. So there's a lot going on. I have a feeling, I'm not quite sure, because there's a lot of shifts. It's almost like we're going through the big perfect storm right now. But there's more chaos or illuminating of many layers to come. And again, for 20 years, I think I have been really seeing that it's probably a good time to not meddle, not think you are above anyone or below anyone, not any of that, no judgment. And you can, of course, still have discernment and say, no, stand back, let me go. I can't even tell you how many times I've told one or two people to please just let me go. Because there's going to be a huge break of the stronghold of enslavement in this next year, all the way into I think 2035 or 2040, 2045, where we'll just see profound changes and the simulation just being super wobbly and crumbling. I think in finances, we're going to see some shifts, but it's might not be what you think. We, as humanity, can choose to help each other and go back into, not back in the way we used to be, but back into honest, balanced ways where all of us have plenty. So that's one of the main pieces of the golden energy coming in, is that there's plenty for everyone. And we are rich and abundant. It's an abundant energy, that Christos that's moving through all of the consciousness. And it's going to be moving through it more. And each one of you and each one of my family and your family. And again, it's going to connect us in richness, happiness, honesty, truth, integrity with our friends, family, loved ones, and soulmates, and our circumstances. So this is just going to be a colossal year, and there are lots of layers, like medical systems that got to all shut down. So there's a lot of people that need their medication and they can't afford it. This is not fair. We should not be doing this. There's a lot of people in different countries in war right now. Unacceptable. There's a lot of people yearning for someone to know them and hear them all over the world. Unacceptable. There's people right here that love beings, light warriors. And those persecutions, the war mentality, the inversions of every symbol, and every layer in us that's been persecuted and called names and mocked. They've had hackers, and super shadow banning stuff for years and years off and on, but lately everything I say, and the hacking and unwillingness to help me when blatant crimes are being committed in dark webs, and I was sold to dark webs a few times, and from my home origins places, and they're using those things, and I'm like, it's kind of stupid, because thank God they didn't even think enough to know me. They just commit crimes. That's all they're trained for. These people, this community, and I'm like, it doesn't even make sense. So we're going to rise above those things that will no longer be able to grasp and gnash us as much in these next days, weeks, and months and years. Let's tune up. Let's take a deep breath and tune up together. Anything that's been going on for you, anything that's harmed us, wounded us, and we all have been there. We all have, and all the losses and all the grief and all of the suffering that we've had, the sicknesses and the illnesses. Let's ask that that be removed and released and just swept under grace out of our mind, body, spirit, soul systems, and our you and me, our collective consciousness together, and our soul tribe's collective consciousness, and our earth, and our timelines, and our different areas and places that we've lived in, and the different backgrounds of belief systems in us and our people, and definitely the blocks removed, and the heavinesses and the strongholds removed between our soulmates and families and twin flames and our purposes, our careers, our lives in every way. And we'll just ask to be filled with that true divine Holy Spirit, that higher love, and we can feel it tuning us up and uplifting our frequencies and giving us a higher vibe. And we'll ask that all day today, all day tomorrow, all night, night and day, in every way, we are protected and surrounded by that pure divine love of God, that source, creator energy. And we can ask to be activated and aligned and held in that true golden divine energy in every aspect of our lives, and ask how we can help, and just continue to be grateful for everything that we are, and everything that we have, and everything that we've known, because it might be getting a little exciting, because in this, things happen in spirit before it hits our physical density, and more things will be uncovered, more things will be able to evolve a little bit, and what we would call awaken. We are absolutely not anywhere near ascension in 1 second. At least I don't think anyone on earth is, but we're walking in that direction, and we're walking that true divine source path, and our soul contracts, the new cleansed, cleared layers and aspects of the Akashic records, everything I'm talking about, and the templates and the systems and programs are that as well. So there's a higher golden era frequency Akashic records, and we can ask to be piece by piece, our fragmented pieces, our shadow pieces, to be balanced and pulled in that, and make our new, I don't think we're going to call them soul contracts from now on, but our soul contracts with God, source, creator, our whole reason for evolution, our whole reason for coming here at these times. We're going to hold that and manifest those new things that we have always wanted. You'll notice in your lifetime many things that you always wanted and dreamed of, that truly sparked your passions inside. It could be big, it could be small. You'll see pieces, and surprising pieces, like meeting the love of all lifetimes, or seeing her or him again, reuniting with your true passions. Like, if you went in a different direction from what your job passions were, say you love sports, and you want to be around sports, and you want to be around, in sports, and your shoulder got broken, and your family said that you should be something else, and the world told you should be something else, and so you had a good career, you had a good path, but it was always around sports. So maybe there's something that you could be around nature, sports, things that you love. Pieces, surprising pieces are coming back that you always wanted, but it just never turned out. Those, and we'll continue to ask for those blocks and those heavy pieces that kept us from our true heart's desire, and to come true, and always for the kids. And remember to keep a little bit of, or a lot of extra protection for the children, even if they aren't yours. We can ask for the highest good and protection for the children. They deserve better than this. And again, just the beautiful star seeds and the indigos and the crystallines and the rainbows, even though some of us are old in our physical reality bodies. Some of them are really young and being born. There's another soul tribe birth for people that I love so much recently, and it just sparked, made my heart so warm. And so I asked for a lifetime of protection and wondrousness and joy and peace and love and safety. And those veils are pretty much gone. They are activated, the babies, the young people, and a lot more of the old people than you thought in their divine truth. And it's not that they're weaker or fragile, exactly. It's just that this outer world that we've been living in and, being all Game of Thrones like, and that's not for them. And our higher selves will help know how to take care of the kids and just welcome them in and make sure that they have better, safer, and just higher life experiences than we have. And that will resonate through their generational lines. And someday they're going to make fun of us in this year 2025 of the gross people, warmongers, and people that would not even have any morality and integrity, and would turn their back to people they say they love when they were in need. That's just all going to balance out. They're just going to go, God, you guys were gross, when they're in their holographic museum going, wow, people were yucky. And I'm seeing a lot of healing. Yes. Med beds. Yes. That is reality. You can ask. But you are the med bed. And so many advances and things we're going to understand. We're bringing back the purified civilizations and templates in brand new Genesis Sacred Garden order. And I don't know what it'll be like or look like, but a lot of pieces of Lemuria, which was the best civilization we've ever had. Super magical, super harmony. And Atlantis was one of the key points of the falling. But there were so many pieces of it, the superpowers, the truth, the harmony, the nature of it all, the engineering of things, the physics of things there was so beautiful. We're bringing those pieces back and not the inverted fallen parts, and into new divine order in our new duality system here. And the other thing is more freedom in the many layers of the afterlife, or as we would call heavens, as they are, those who have walked before us are also being freed in the heavens, and the grid workers are going to start working on the cosmic levels in different ways. I know that's where my training is stronger than other areas. I remember, I don't know, it was probably 12 years ago, and I met this guide, and I was like, I can't, this is crazy. But some of the ancestors and guides, of course, are not human or just like us. And I had a really amazing teacher in spirit that was cosmic, some of the star beings. And I am not chatting with them as much because there's that conscious interference from the darkness and whatever Project Blue Beams or whatever's going on, and drone things and things like that going on. Those things will be corrected as well, so it won't feel like so we won't have to live in fear. We'll get through it, is what I'm saying. And some of those programs have been undone, and we'll continue to do that. But we're going to expand in our knowledge and bring science and spirit together and understand a little bit further, and kind of move into a purified Christos galactic form, so we don't have to have like Star Wars or Galactic Wars anymore. Okay, I went off on many different directions that I wasn't expecting. Shall I draw one card to see the theme as we are tuning up? And I'm just going to say thank you, God, Source Creator, for hearing our hearts and knowing our hearts and our souls, and knowing where we belong and how we belong, and helping us understand. And thank you for knowing the depths of our wounding, our traumas, and pulling out things that were re-traumatizing us and causing more harm, and knowing, just reminding us that no one is above or below or lesser or more. Some people are just more awakened in different places, and some people can play sports better than others. Okay, well, I'm using my friend Maggie's Shakti energy cards. We're doing a retreat on February 22nd, 222, in Sedona, Arizona. So we're going to talk about that sacred, true, divine love and sacred union. The card I got is Transcendence. Look at these beautiful, she created stuff. Very magical being. That's a picture of her. Transcendence. So here's the architecture around us, and look at some of the things that we've been living in. It's almost like a Mad Max horrible apocalypse movie. And look at this. Not anymore. The new duality system would not allow any of these things. Source is not that. Source is pure. And on our side, always here for us. So transcendence, reflections, light and shadow, as above, so below. This says it all. We're coming into union or reunion with God, Source Creator, and transcending a whole lot of things this year. So come see us in Sedona and Jerome. Come to the retreats. We've got a couple of things going on. And so I just wanted to say thank you for all the likes and shares and subscribes, and many people really just harassing me to do more videos. Thank you. I love you too. And I send love out. My heart is, I'm just really happy to see you and be able to just connect in that pure love today with you. Thank you. I shall see you soon. Welcome home.